I wonder why they won't let me program a TV network.
The following program is brought to you in living color.
You are listening to The Liberal Grouch.
It's a ponderous situation.
Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
I think so, Dave. But where are we going to find a doctor to hose at this hour?
For more than 2 years, a persistent but stupid enemy has misunderstood our desire to live as free people.
Long ago, free men stood against a tyrant. The few stood against many.
For more than 2 years, they have tried to silence those of us who believe that America is a nation of freedom for all, not just the privileged, not just for those who can afford justice. Yet, the enemy continues to misunderstand our motives.
Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
I think so, Blaine. But there's still a bug stuck in here from last time.
They fill the blogosphere with lies and misinformation. Where can one turn for the truth?
This is where we hold them.
We will fight them.
This is where we fight.
We will struggle until the end.
Give them nothing, but take from them everything.
We are not concerned with personal comfort.
This is Sparta.
We will fight until the enemy realizes our thirst for justice cannot be quenched.
Ready your breakfast and eat hot. But tonight, we dine in hell.
We will leave the right-wing, lick-spittle mob of hypocrites dazed and confused.
Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
I think so, Blaine. But what if the chicken won't wear the nylons?
Truth will overcome lies the way the light of day overcomes night. This I vow, for I am the liberal grouch. Messy, messy, messy. I'm Bill Schmalfelt, the liberal grouch. Good day to you, good day, and welcome to the podcast. I'm still dealing with the same idiots, but the last thing I want to do is get uber repetitive, so we'll save talking about them until things of significance happen. Yesterday I mentioned that WJJ Hogue seemed to be following my cease and desist demand, and that, of course, set him off into a frenzy of not following my cease and desist demand. So, let's get some of the obligatory mockery out of the way, and then we'll proceed with my TV programming fantasy. Gloom, despair, and agony on me, deep dark depression, excessive misery. If it weren't for tax cuts, we'd have no fun at all. Gloom, despair, and agony on me. Obama gives our tax money away to folks who'd rather sit around all day. The harder that I work, the more I pay. And now he's made it legal to be gay. Gloom, despair, and agony on me. Deep, dark depression, excessive misery. If it weren't for tax cuts, we'd have no fun at all. Gloom, despair, and agony on me. For folks who can't afford their own health care, Obama tells the rich folks they should share. But part of being rich is you don't care. To help cure your disease, disease ain't our affair. Gloom, despair, and agony on me. Deep, dark depression, excessive misery. If it weren't for tax cuts, we'd have no fun at all. Gloom, despair, and agony on me. Man shall not lie with man, the Bible said. If you do that, then God will strike you dead. I would not stop your right to same-sex wed, as long as you're two pretty gals in bed. Gloom, despair, and agony on me. Deep, dark depression, excessive misery. If it weren't for tax cuts, we'd have no fun at all. Gloom, despair, and agony on me. Obama is the Antichrist, I fear. For one thing, he's a Muslim and a queer. This Kenyan phony mocks all we hold dear. I'd like to shove my pecker up his rear. What? Gloom, despair, and agony on me. Deep, dark depression, excessive misery. If it weren't for tax cuts, we'd have no fun at all. Gloom, despair, and agony on me. One more time, boys. Gloom, despair, and agony on me. Deep, dark depression, excessive misery. If it weren't for tax cuts, we'd have no fun at all. Gloom, despair, and agony on me. Which one of you boys was talking about shoving a pecker somewhere?
Now here's Conway Twitty.
Krendler or Grady, you can't make up your mind which one you are. I'd like to wake up and find Krendler or Grady. Fear defines what you are. I own you. I own you. I own you. I own you. Krendler or Grady, you're not very smart. You craven coward, you've made it in art. Krendler or Grady, fool whichever you are. I own you. I own you. I own you. You write like a moron, and I'm being kind. There's no use in fighting. What's yours will be mine. Krendler or Grady, I'll see you in court. Won't strip you naked, I'll leave you some shorts. Krendler or Grady, do you know who you are? I own you. I own you. I own you. I own you. Krendler or Grady, yes, soon you'll be mine. Thought you were clever, you're out of your mind. Krendler or Grady, fear defines who you are. I own you. I own you. I own you.
You can prance if you want to. You can lick your friends behind. Cause your friends aren't clean, they're revolting and mean. They're a real plague on mankind. Say, you can do what you're doing if it gives you peace of mind. Cause you can act like you come from out of this world. To reality you are blind. And you can prance.
Come see.
You can say what you want to, cause they believe most dandy lie. And you can just pretend that you're not being sued, be a real internet tough guy. Say, you can act like a douchebag, that'll give your friends a thrill. And you can be real rude and totally deluded, you can prove you're an imbecile. And say, you can prance, nothing is in your control. You can prance, digging a deeper hole. You can prance, everybody look at him go. He can prance, Grady is taking the chance. With the Grady prance, the Grady prance, the Grady prance. If you want to, we all know you've lost your mind. Your wife thinks you're a loser, anonymous abuser. Schmallfeld's gonna sue you blind. Say, you can do what you're doing if it gives you peace of mind. Cause you can act like you come from out of this world. To reality, you are blind. And say, you can prance, nothing's in your control. You can prance, digging a deeper hole. You can prance, everybody look at him go. He can prance, Grady is taking the chance. Well, the Grady prance, 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 well, it's the Grady prance, it's the Grady prance, it's the Grady prance, it's the Grady prance. It's the Grady Prance. It's the Grady Prance. It's the Grady Prance.
Have you seen the little hoggies crawling in the slime? Sad for all the little hoggies running out of time. Paying for your crime can lead to butt hurt. Have you seen the daddy hoggy in his nice bow ties? You will find that daddy hoggy's running out of lies, nearing his demise in profound butt hurt.
In their styes with all their shucking, they don't care what goes on around. What they got's a damn good fucking.
Everywhere there's lots of hoggies with their hoggy lies. Even Hoggy's giant boy child with his chafing eyes, hoping daddy dies while he has money. One more time.
Daddy, they did a song about us.
Be quiet, you fool!
You are listening to The Liberal Grouch.
He eats little boys. Puppy ducktails and big fat snails.
You do know that was never proven in court, right?
One of the other things that's never been proven in court is the competency of W.J.J. Hogue of Westminster, Maryland. He has what poker players refer to as a tell. In his case, when he knows he's going to lose, he shoots a little jet of fear pee onto his little hairless pink tummy like a frightened pup. After a few days of respecting my legal cease and desist demand, the Fear is flowing in waves, and Hogue is now warning of dire portent if I should proceed with my frivolous lawsuit against him. Nonsense! On June 3rd, a week from today, Hogue and I will sit before a Howard County Circuit Court judge for a motions hearing. Hogue will try to explain why the torts of libel, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and false light invasion of privacy apply to everyone else in the state of Maryland, except him. I have page after page after page of evidence he hasn't even seen yet to more than prove the case can and should go to trial. Then he starts with the scary talk about counterclaims and, the scary interrogatories I'll have to answer. And while that might be scary to a person who has something to hide, my life is and has been an open book. Ask your questions, Hogue. I'll ask mine. And you may have to plead the fifth to answer more than a few. You do not scare me, Hogue. I look forward to this. It's a welcome distraction from the horror I'm facing here at home watching my wife slowly slip away. There's nothing I can do for her, but I sure as hell can wreak havoc in your life, and it will all be absolutely legal. Do you think you have anything that can match what I'm going through in my personal life right now? Seriously? At the moment, Hoggy, you're the only defendant. Your pal, Eric P. Johnson of Paris, Tennessee, has refused to be served. I'll discuss that with the judge next week as well. Then we'll wait for your answer to my complaint. And what can you possibly counterclaim that won't be a provable lie? You've made the last 2 years of my life on earth a living hell, Hogue, and you're going to pay for that. Go ahead. Show my complaint to an actual lawyer. See what that actual lawyer says. Not Aaron Walker, a real lawyer. I have you dead to rights, buddy boy, in your own words. Now, after you talk to a competent lawyer, which again leaves Aaron Walker out of the picture, see what he has to say about offering a settlement. I may consider it. You've harmed me in ways from which no amount of money can ever erase. But I will take from you whatever a jury decides I can. Now, go write some more scary posts about why I should be afraid of you. And if I may correct the great and impotent Hogg, yes, you are an accused kitty stalker. You've been charged by the state of Maryland in criminal court in Montgomery County for violating Grace's Law, you festering carbuncle on the backside of humanity. Your trial, along with that of your pet toad, Aaron Walker, is set for July 2nd. You have every reason in the world to be frightened, Hogue. I don't think jail will suit you well, especially what you'll be in there for. Everything still proceeding as you have foreseen, Poop Lake?
What in the hell is your problem? You follow dozens, if not hundreds, maybe even thousands of people that do nothing for you. Do they retweet your inspirational thoughts? No, they do not. Do they answer you when you tweet to them? No, they do not. So why, in God's name, why are you not following the liberal grouch? He's in the studio every damn day, creating quality podcasts for you, and this is how you thank him, by ignoring him. Go to your computer this instant, log into Twitter, find the liberal grouch. His handle is Grouchcast. Did you get that? Do you need a pencil and a piece of paper to write that down? It's simplicity itself. At Grouchcast. And if you follow him, he will follow you. And he will respond to your tweets. And if you ask him very nicely, he may even wash your windows for a nominal fee. And by nominal, we mean exorbitant. Follow the goddamn liberal Grouch at Grouchcast on Twitter. Do it today. In fact, do it right the hell now.
We join a meeting of programming executives at the Learning Channel, already in progress.
Why is it every time we get a hit show something like this happens?
Are we vetting these people at all?
Yeah, look what happened with Honey Boo Boo. I mean, that show had everything. It had, white trash, dirt, poor, stupid people as the heroes, and they had to go mess it up by Mama winding up with a sex offender.
Did they ever find her body?
I think they stopped looking in April.
Well, we just gotta do a better job of vetting these reality characters before we put them on the television. I mean, look what's going on with the Duggars right now.
Yeah, 19 kids and counting. Is that the number of kids that the Josh Duggar kid molested? Or is that the name of the show?
Oh, God.
I mean, it's like hypocrisy is part of their whole religious credo or something.
Yeah, I'm glad we're all Jewish.
Well, the right-wing Christian community is giving us a lot of backlash on our decision to cancel 19 Kids and Counting.
I thought they were against pedophilia.
They're against a lot of things, as long as those things are being committed by people that don't call themselves Christians.
All right, let's talk about it. We need some new show ideas that don't seem like the same old reality shows, redone, retreaded, retooled, revamped, or re-anything. I mean, how do we find these people for these shows anyway? Do they come to us? Do we go to them? Or do we, drag a dollar bill through a trailer park and see who comes grabbing for it, or what?
Well, this was before your time, boss, but we had a programming executive who used to read the weekly newspapers in small communities and find people like carnies and con artists and faith healers and that sort of thing, and we'd put them on the TV, and the right-wing conservative Christians would tune in, and we were making money hand over fist.
Well, we used to be the cutting edge of reality television programming. That's why they call us the Learning Channel. You got them Duck Dynasty boys, and are we the ones that had that crab fishing show? I think we were. So, we have to maintain our standards of educating Americans with fine quality programming.
What if somebody came up with an idea for a show that teaches kids about reality?
Didn't we try that with the Duggars?
No, not that kind of reality. I'm talking about, on Nickelodeon, for instance, they got this Dora the Explorer thing. And on Disney's kids programming, it's like the characters talk to the children, and everything the children do is automatically praised, and the kids are growing up thinking they can do no wrong.
And what's the problem with that?
Well, until they're 2, nothing, I guess, but after the age of 2, don't you think children need to have a sense that they're responsible for their own actions?
I like where this is going. All right, let's give it some thought here. Let's give it some thought. Let's brainstorm this idea.
Okay, here's my pitch. We equip homes with a control device that children can easily operate. And it rewards them with a pleasant stimulation of some sort. We'll have to have our scientists come up with a way to connect this device through the skin of the hands to the brain's pleasure centers. And when the kid gets an answer to something right, instead of Dora or Daisy Duck saying, "Yay, you're so smart, and everything you do is perfect," the kid gets a little jolt of epinephrine or something and feels good about himself.
Now, there's another side to that coin, right?
Oh, yeah. If the kid gets the answer wrong, the characters on TV all of a sudden turn into monsters and they say, "No, that's the wrong answer, you stupid little shit." And then the kid gets like an electric shock.
I like that idea. I like the idea of kids learning early in life that there are consequences for their actions.
Yeah, because right now kids show up at kindergarten or preschool and they think that their shit doesn't stink, you know?
Why, my kid's shit stinks.
Yeah, tell me about it.
What?
Never mind.
How would you know that?
Like I said, never mind.
Let's move on. What would we call this show?
How about Real Life Lessons with Louie the Lemming?
Lemmings, those little fuzzballs that jump off the cliff and kill themselves in large numbers?
Well, we don't believe the show will have that effect on America's preschoolers, but it would be an interesting social experiment.
You're right about that. All right, let's tentatively pencil that one into the schedule and see what happens. I'm going to greenlight a pilot, and I want to see something in 6 weeks.
So, green light he did, and within 6 weeks, they finally had a focus group together. A focus group of 3 and 4-year-olds, all sitting in a room, all holding these little handheld devices that would either give them a positive reinforcement or a minor punishment if they should be incorrect.
Well, hi there, boys and girls. I'm Louie the Lemming. Are you having a good day today? Oh, that's just wonderful. And you know what Louie the Lemming has in his pocket? It's a piece of fruit. That's right. It's a shiny red piece of fruit. Now, which one of you boys and girls can tell me what kind of fruit this is? Is it a pomegranate?
No, you stupid little brat. It's not a pomegranate, you stupid wretch.
Now, do any of you boys and girls know what kind of fruit this really is?
That's right. Louie the Lemming has an apple. You're the smartest little boy or girl in the whole world.
Now, we know the outside of the apple is shiny and red, but what color is the apple on the inside?
No, you stupid little bastard. It is not blue. But you are.
Director, kid doesn't look well. All in all, 27 children died during the focus group testing of the Louie the Lemming show, so the project was scrapped. In fact, it was one failure after another for TLC after that.
What happens when a family of midgets lives in a rundown house filled with junk?
We gotta stop living like this.
When the health department came to inspect the house, they couldn't even get the door open.
They had boxes full of rotting pizza stacked up against the door.
Look, I still have old used Pampers from when I was a baby, and I'm 35 years old. This room we're standing in, full of old dirty Pampers. Don't cut yourself on anything. That's sentence.
There are little people living in a great big mess.
Even the cats won't come in anymore.
Little people, big hoarders. Tonight at 10, 9 Central, on the Learning Channel. It's an obsession nobody talks about.
It's like they're little and big at the same time, and they're just so cute.
Some say it's a crazy obsession.
There's just something about the way they smell.
But is it illegal? Is it immoral?
The judge says it's okay to look, but not to touch.
But some let their crazy obsession ruin their lives.
Come here, you fat little cutie. Get in the basket. Get in the basket.
My crazy obsession with big fat American gypsy toddlers with tiaras. Tonight at 10, 9 Central on the Learning Channel.
It was one failure after another. But finally, they settled on a format that clicked and clicked big. The old-time radio detective drama.
Something in the air? You bet. Excitement.
He's here. He's here. It's Max Gluteus, king of the radio gumshoes.
Starting right now. Wait, 247.
Oh, Christ, I only have 1 foot on the scale. Let me get the other one up there. Oh, God.
Fortune. Danger.
Well, I can't say as I'm too happy with that either.
Who is it?
I am known as Max Gluteus, king of the radio gumshoe, scourge of the right-wing villains who would enforce their religion, their lifestyle on all. Yes, podcast listeners, you're in for a treat. Another episode of Max Gluteus, king of the radio gumshoes, as he scours the streets of the greater Baltimore area, weeding out evil where he finds it, squashing the insects that crawl out from under the rock when you turn it over, putting them between his fingers, squishing them until they pop, which is a sound he enjoys more than almost anything. Except maybe for a box of donuts being opened.
Yes, once again it is time to join America's favorite radio gumshoe as he applies his skills, his talents, and his considerable weight to solving yet another crime.
This is a little caper I like to call When Hogs Fly. I was sitting in my office on a Wednesday morning, had my shoes off and 1 foot up on my desk as I was trying to use a fingernail scraper to get that stuff out from underneath my big toenail, which had grown back crookedly since the last time I tried to clip my toenails and accidentally tore one off. My leggy, wise-cracking assistant, Go-Go McQuestion, came bursting through the door, all breathless with excitement.
Oh my God! Max! What's that smell? Are you making cheese again?
I sat there, unanswering, watching not so much the expression of disgust on her face as I was the movement of her chest as she tried to catch her breath. But she's an observant girl, that one.
For God's sake, would you quit looking at my boobs and answer my question?
Give me a moment. Just one moment. All right there. All right. Now I can answer your question. No, I am not making cheese. As you can see by looking at me, I have my foot up on my desk, and as you can easily ascertain by this large pile of powdery substance on my desk.
Go-Go was as dim-witted as she was pretty, and my God, was she pretty.
No, you silly goose, it is not Parmesan.
Are you doing the cocaine again?
Go-Go, sit down. Look at me. Do I look like the sort of person who would use cocaine?
Well, now I think about it, only if they used it to powder donuts. But I'm still wondering, what is that smell?
I can see the detective lessons I've been paying you to attend are not working very well. Look at me. And what's the first thing you notice upon looking at me?
You're grossly overweight, you have no hair, you have scabs on your scalp which are easy to see, and...
I mean other than the things you see every day. What looks different about this current setting?
Let's see. Your foot is on your desk. You're not wearing your shoes. Your sock is off. And there's a small trickle of blood oozing out from under your toenail, which only recently regrew. And, I know, you're cleaning your toenails.
I would have called her smart girl then, but she would have known I was lying.
So what's with all this hubbub? You come running in here, all breathless and heaving, and your chest expanding and contracting like it does, waving an envelope around in the air. What's going on, girl?
Right. Let me think. It's a letter for you, and it's from the Carroll County Circuit Clerk of Courts. And I know the trouble you had in Carroll County.
She plugged her nose and inched her way closer to my desk to flip the envelope onto my desktop. It was addressed from the Circuit Clerk of Courts at Carroll County, and I knew it could only be one thing.
Oh, God, I wonder what's got Hoggy's pecker up this time.
I opened the envelope and withdrew the letter from inside. It was a single page, but it shocked me to my core.
Oh my God! Should I get the nitroglycerin pills? You look like you're shocked to your core.
That son of a bitch, Hoggy.
Are you allowed to say that on the radio?
No, I am not, and I will gladly pay any FCC fine later. But Hoggy had it in for me ever since I supplied the state's attorney with the evidence that proved his son, Hoggy Jr., had murdered and eaten his own mother. He was never going to let me live that down.
Well, Go-Go, it would seem that Hoggy has taken out another peace order against me and has already accused me of violating it.
How can you violate a peace order when you didn't even know you had one on you?
Remember, dear girl, we're talking about Carroll County, Maryland. Practical rules like gravity don't apply up there.
Oh, well, what is he saying that you did to violate this peace order that you didn't have?
Well, it makes me chuckle to think about it now, but I took out a small classified ad in the Carroll County Tribune that said,
Nana Nana Boo Boo, Hoggy smells like poo poo. And he convinced a commissioner of the court that was a direct contact in violation of his damned non-existent peace order.
One is forced to wonder what sort of chimpanzee they hire to be a court commissioner up there in Carroll County. When presented with evidence some years ago that during the height of a hurricane I somehow commandeered a newspaper office in Venezuela and wrote a nasty letter to the editor in Portuguese directed at Hoggy, he convinced a court commissioner that it was I who wrote it. Of course, the state's attorney refused to prosecute such nonsense, but it looked like they were going to take this case.
Are these the same court commissioners who said that you did not have probable cause that a crime was committed when Hoagie received a letter that you didn't send and I didn't mail and you didn't sign, and you could prove that it was a traced signature, and they still wouldn't give you the benefit of the doubt?
The self-same commissioners, Go-Go.
Sweet Jesus, what a pack of assholes!
Well, I'm fairly sure we can't say that on the radio either. But I'll pay the fine, and I'll pay it gladly.
Good heavens, what a predicament! How will Max Gluteus get out of this one? We'll be back with more after these messages.
To think just what that means? Of course, it means many things. Our traditions of freedom, our democratic government, and our system of justice. But a fundamental part of the American way is our economic system. Our economic system is not perfect. That's a simple historical fact. But the American economic system has brought greater material means for happiness to more people than any other system the world has ever known. Especially in these critical times, all of us should work to defend and improve this system. And the best way to defend and improve our economic system is to learn how it works. You can get a free booklet explaining our economy by writing to Box 10, Times Square Station, New York City. Just write to Box 10, Times Square Station, New York City, and ask for your free copy of The Miracle of America. Across the nation, communities and the parents of Boy Scouts are observing Boy Scout Week, agreeing with the boys themselves that adventure, that's scouting.
And now, back to this thrilling episode of Max Gluteus, King of the Radio Gumshoes.
Circuit Courthouse. I hated the smell of the place, the sight of the place, the hard wooden furniture on which I was supposed to plant my ample buttocks for however long I was supposed to plant them, waiting for our case to be called when who should I see come sauntering down the hallway?
How unpleasant to see you again.
It's no great thrill for me either, Hoggy. By the way, how's Hoggy Jr. enjoying the prison chow? Is it as good as Mother used to make?
A boy eats his mother one time and you want to punish him for it for the rest of his life. What kind of human being are you, Gluteus?
The kind who will never rest until you and your fellow right-wing conspirators are locked away where you can do no harm to anyone ever again.
Give it up, Gluteus. You know you can't beat me.
I've faced 368 charges from you, 1 lawsuit, 1 contempt of court hearing, and won them all.
But I did get the peace order against you.
Which you got by lying to the judge about how hard it is to not buy a newspaper. Didn't your mother teach you that lying is wrong? Or did you eat her before she could teach you that lesson?
Oh, damn you to hell, Maximus. If it weren't for all these armed police officers around here,
You'd what?
I tell you, but the bailiff is signaling to us that our case is next. So, shall we, Gluteus Maximus?
Someday I will murder that man, but this will not be the day.
All rise, court is now in session. Face the flag, your country recognizes the principles for which it stands. Sit down. Municipal Court number 38 is now in session. Honorable Gladys Dykes presiding.
Good morning. Bailiff, you may call the first case of the day.
As it so happened, we were the first case of the day. The judge swore in Hoggy, and the state's attorney began to ask him questions about my alleged offense.
And how did you know that this communication was directly meant for you?
Nana, boo-boo. Hoggy smells like poo-poo. Who else in this town, in Carroll County for that matter, do you know named Hoggy?
I object, Your Honor. There's his wife, Bonnie Hoggy, and his only offspring, Little Hoggy. So it could have been any one of them.
But Little Hoggy is off for a little stretch at the big house, and everyone knows Bonnie Hoggy smells like flowers. So the only Hoggy he could have possibly have been referring to is the plaintiff.
Objection overruled.
And Mr. Hoggy, how did you know that it was Mr. Gluteus who sent that message into the classifieds of the newspaper?
Well, who else could it have been? Who else do you know who hates me so much and for no reason as to embarrass me like that in the pages of our local newspaper, in the official organ of Carroll County?
Oh, come off of it, Hoggy. I think we could stop 20 people in the streets right outside in the courthouse here and find at least 15 who detest the very sight of you.
Oh, why, that's nonsense. Everybody knows that Hoggy is the most beloved individual in this town.
Yes, it is true. I am beloved.
By anyone outside of your little crowd of readers, your lick-spittle lackeys from around the nation?
We object, Your Honor, because we have no idea what Mr. Maximus is talking about.
Well, maybe this will refresh your memory, Mr. State's Attorney.
Look at this flyer Mr. Hoggy was handing around town, inviting his fans, the few that there are, to drop by the courthouse today to cheer for him in support.
Objection overruled. Do you have anything more, Mr. State's Attorney, before I render judgment?
No, Your Honor.
Then it is the ruling of the court that Maxwell Gluteus is hereby declared.
Just one moment, Your Honor. I know this is Carroll County and things are done differently up here, but I believe you're giving me grounds for appeal by not allowing me to testify or present evidence. Fine. All right, what's your evidence? I would like to introduce into evidence this recording, which is currently at the position of number 2 on the hit parade here at the Westminster, Maryland radio station.
We object, Your Honor. We haven't heard the...
I've never heard of such a thing, a record being used as evidence.
Objection overruled. I'd like to hear the record.
And don't worry, Hoggy. Once I'm done playing it, I'll allow you to keep it.
It took a few moments for the court bailiff to find a record player capable of playing a 45 RPM record, but he finally did locate one, plugged it in, and I handed him the record. He put it on the turntable and put the needle down in the groove, and the entire courtroom heard this song. Sitting on a court bench, eyes a teenage girl with bad intent. Poop is caked into his beard. Stubby fingers scratch his scabby head. Hey, Hoggy man, dying from his bad heart. Skin made gray from hate and lack of sun. Hey, Hoggy man knows that he's a dead duck, spitting out clots from his rotting lungs. Oh, Hoggy man, so freaking old, a sick man wastes his last days, spending time the only way he knows. Chest hurting bad as he staggers to the courthouse. He wants to try once more his foe to beat. Leave her alone, that's all her father asked. Forget that we exist and just let us be. Hoggy man, you fool, don't you know that you're a loser? You foolish dolt, the truth won't set you free. Do you still remember the last time you went to court, when you thought that just your lying word would your opponent thwart? And you sit in startled silence when justice reared its head, and the judge said he's not guilty in the least. So freaking old, a sick man wastes his last days, spending time the only way he knows. Chest hurting bad as he staggers to the courthouse. He He wants to try once more his foe to beat. Oh, leave her alone. That's all her father asked. Forget that we exist and let us be. Oh, you man, you fool! Don't you know that you're a loser? You foolish dolt, the truth won't set you free. Oh, yeah. Huggy man, you fool! Don't you know that you're a loser? You foolish dolt, the truth won't set you free. No, it won't. The truth is your worst enemy. Sitting on a court bench, eyes a teenage girl with bad intent. Poop is caked into his beard. Stubby fingers scratch his scabby head. Hoggy man died from his bad heart. Skin made gray from hate and lack of sun. Hoggy man knows that he's a dead duck, spitting out clots from his rotting lungs. Ooh, Hoggy man.
Now, Your Honor, you tell me, if he is the most beloved man in town, how does a song like that end up at number 2 on the Westminster Radio Hit Parade?
This court finds the defendant not guilty.
Oh, he fell out of his chair.
Get the doctor in here quickly.
Here I am.
How is he?
This man is dead.
I thought you said he was dead.
Well, Your Honor, if I may speak, I've seen a lot of situations like this in my years as the king of the gumshoes, and I believe what we just heard was the sound of the soul leaving the body.
we'll be back with the conclusion of this exciting episode of Max Gluteus, King of the Gumshoes, after this.
Spry with Cake Improver. Spry with Cake Improver. Spry means higher, richer, lighter, finer textured cake. Spry means easy, sure success with every cake you bake. Spry with Cake Improver. Spry with Cake Improver.
It's S-P-R-Y, Spry, and it's one bowl method for the most delicious cakes ever. For no other type shortening has Spry's marvelous cake improver. Try Spry.
And now, back to Max Gluteus, King of the Gumshoes.
Wow, look who's back. I thought I'd see you next wearing a striped uniform with a ball and chain attached to your leg.
Oh, that Go-Go McQuestion. No brains, but great gams. I'd like to plow her like the North 40 on Grandpa's old farm.
Well, I suppose this means that things went okay in the courtroom for you. What happened?
Well, remember the last time Hoggy had me in court? And he said that the only way I'd ever get the goods on him would be when pigs fly.
Yeah? And then what happened?
Hoggy sprouted wings and flew away. Angel wings.
Oh my God, you finally did it. You went nuts and you went berserk and you murdered him, didn't you?
Not that I would mind taking credit for this one, but no, I'm afraid it was just your garden variety massive coronary that did the trick. And speaking of matters related to the heart, Go-Go, when are you and I going to go out for that late night Snickers and milkshake party we keep talking about doing someday? As I recall, you said when pigs fly. Last time I asked.
I'm on my period.
Well, it's like Daddy always said.
Remember, nobody loves a fat man.
But oh, how a fat man can love. You've been listening to another exciting episode of Max Gluteus, King of the Gumshoes. Be with us next time for the next adventure, which we don't even know what it is yet because we haven't written it.
The pilot episode was such a hit that it was immediately changed almost completely. The name Max Gluteus became the Lord of Satire. Other than that, the basic premise was a lot dirtier, well, shall we say.
Something in the air? You bet. Excitement.
He's here! He's here! It's the Lord of Satire!
Starting right now.
Wait, 247.
Oh, Christ, I only have 1 foot on the scale. Let me get the other one up there. Oh, God.
Fortune, danger.
Well, I can't say as I'm too happy with that either.
Who is it?
The fat man.
Yes! Once again, podcast listeners, Liberated Syndication brings you another exciting episode of America's favorite fat humorist, Bill Schmalfelt, the Lord of Satire. Hobbled by 13 years
government job. Bill drips venom all over the microphone as he sneers at those in the right wing who require a good sneering. He mocks those who need mocking. And he delivers a good, sound spanking, the kind like Mother used to deliver, making the wingnuts go out into their own backyards and come back with their own switch with which to be whipped. And it better be a long, swishy one, or Mother will take you out there and make sure she gets the kind of switch that will teach you a lesson. But good. Now, sit back and relax for the next half hour or so and be amused by the progressive, liberal, social comedy of Bill Schmalfelt, the Lord of Satire.
This is a case I like to call Pastries of Revenge. It was a typical lazy Thursday afternoon. Not much to do but trim my toenails. I was having a particularly difficult time with the toenail on my big left toe. Very thick, almost like a horse hoof. I was struggling with it while my leggy office assistant, the wisecracking Go-Go McQuestion, was doing her best not to look as she worked on one of her easy crossword puzzles.
Bill? Do you know what's a three-letter word meaning corpulent?
Don't bother me now, Go-Go. I'm trying to get this hoof off of my toe.
Well, there's no reason to bite my head off just because you only trim your toenails once every 8 or 9 months.
Look, my toenail hygiene is none of your business.
I didn't say it was. Anyway, what's a three-letter word meaning corpulent?
There are times I wish the state of Maryland allowed me to carry a firearm. It's fat, all right? Fat. F-A-T. Fat. Like me. Is that what you wanted to hear, Go-Go? I'm fat? Is that... Ow!
What happened?
You got me so riled up I pulled out the entire toenail. It's very, very painful. Oh, don't be such a baby. Those things grow back. And here I thought this would be the worst thing to happen to me all day. I was wrong.
Bit of a bloody toe problem there, Lord of Satire.
I didn't even have to look up to know who it was. It was that slimy weasel Reince Priebus, chairman of the Republican National Committee. What's it to you, Rinse Penis? And what's that box under your arm? Are you here to bomb me or something?
No, heavens, no. I'm here to try to make amends, and I brought a gift with me.
Why, whatever do you mean by making amends, Rice Pilaf? God, I hate his stinking guts.
You have been a thorn in the Republican Party's side for a long time, Lord of Satire. I thought maybe if I gave you a peace offering, you could look the other way and start focusing some of your attention where it's truly deserved, on the Democrat, liberal, progressive, communist, fascist, Marxist, socialist, and Muslims.
That's not going to happen anytime soon, Reince Aroni. Now, why don't you just get out of here before I let Go-Go do what she's wanted to do to you for a long time?
Knock him to the floor and pull off his pants and sex the game? No.
I'd pay money to watch that. Real money. In cash. No, Go-Go, that other thing you've always wanted to do to Rice, make up your own joke.
Oh, the other one, yes. The one where I beat the crap out of him while you take videos and post them on the
peace between our differing factions, Lord of Satire. But have it your way. I am leaving. I'm leaving right now.
Good. Don't let the door hit you on your... Oh,
No!
it hit him on the ass on his way out.
I always thought that was just a saying.
But he forgot something when he left. He left the box.
And what was in this box? We'll find out after a message from today's sponsor, the Columbia High Fidelity Phonograph Company.
Everywhere you go, across the country trip or across the street party, you carry the fun with you when you own a Columbia stereophonic high-fidelity phonograph. There's a marvelous selection of 7 new portable models in smart new color combinations at your Columbia phonograph dealer from which you may choose. Each one is a masterpiece of design and beauty. More quality, more features, and more styling have been built into these sturdy portables than ever before. How much fun you'll have enjoying all the wonderful new sound of stereo records. Regular records take on new beauty, too, when played on handsome Columbia portables. You'll be amazed at the big console sound that is reproduced by Columbia portable stereophonic high-fidelity phonographs. You'll thrill to the excitement of Stereo One by Columbia, #1 in the wonderful world of sound. And Columbia portables are economical, too. Prices start as low as $24.95. See them and hear them at your Columbia phonograph dealer.
And now, back to the Lord of Satire in Pastries of Revenge.
The box was sitting there on my office table. I couldn't very well ignore it. It had a clear cellophane covering so I could see what was inside.
Can you see what's inside the box?
I just said I could... Oh, wait, that was internal monologue. You couldn't hear that. Yes, Go-Go. It looks like a half-dozen chocolate-covered donuts.
Well, here, hand me the box and I'll throw it away. Oh, God. You know, those donuts came from Frank's Priebus, right?
At some level deep in my subconscious, I understood that, but for God's sakes, it was a box of chocolate donuts. What was I supposed to do?
Rice doesn't strike me as a murderer. He's more of a dirty tricks artist. I think I'm probably pretty safe.
Well, I just hope there wasn't any poison in those donuts. Otherwise, we're going to have to call the forklift company to get your butt out. And then we're going to have to probably take down one of the walls to get you out of here.
Oh, my God.
What's the matter?
Nothing's the matter, Go-Go. If you'll excuse me, I need to leave the office for a few minutes. I need to go to the corner 7-Eleven to get a newspaper.
Do they still make those? I thought everything was online now.
I'm not going to read it, you silly goose. I'm going to wrap fish with it later tonight. Now, hand me my rolling walker and I'll be on my way.
I'd have to buy one, of course, to cover my excuse, but I realized just then I had eaten a half-dozen chocolate donuts with nary a sip of chocolate milk to go with it. It's unheard of. Thank goodness for the 7-Eleven store near my office. But as I got closer to the store, I started to notice an uncomfortable feeling in my lower abdomen.
Goodness, where did you come from, little fellow? Oh, I'm glad I'm outside and the wind's blowing in the opposite direction. Oh, so you're not alone in there, are you, eh? Well, better outside than inside, I always say. Oh, God.
I knew then the circumstances were quickly moving out of my control. There was a pressure building deep inside of me, and I was still a half a block away from the 7-Eleven where they had a bathroom I knew I could use and have used it safely in the past. But having Parkinson's disease, I could not make my legs move any faster, and my rolling walker, as I eyed my rolling walker as a potential toilet with the flop-up seat, and I could possibly step behind a building and do my business in there, but then I'd have to throw away the walker, and I knew my only choice was to get to the 7-Eleven as fast as I could, and I eventually made it.
Well, hi there, Lord of Satire. Sorry, we're all out of Krispy Kreme.
Bathroom! Bathroom!
I think it's occupied.
Hey, mister, this seat is taken.
I had no time to be polite.
Mister, if you're not off that toilet by 3 seconds after I finish speaking, you're going to witness something that you'll be telling your grandchildren about someday. All right. Give me a second to wipe. No!
I'm very rarely ashamed of myself for the things that I do, but I grabbed the man by his hair, lifted him from the toilet seat, threw him over the top of the, what do they call those walls in the bathroom? Yes, you know what I'm talking about. I threw him right over the top of that, and I heard him land splat on the floor outside. And as quickly as I could, I dropped my pants and planted myself on the toilet seat, which was probably still filthy. And
Oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, God, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus.
I sat there for what must have been a half an hour, emptying myself. The flow came thick and steady as I pondered what could have possibly happened to me. I've had situations like this occur before, but never had they come on so rapidly. I've usually had a chance to duck behind a fern somewhere or into a back alley or something like that, but never before have I been so quickly overcome by, well, you know, good thing that the gentleman that I threw out of the toilet understood. The doors to the bathroom opened and closed several times, and nobody came in, and I noticed after I cleaned up and left, the owner of the 7-Eleven put police tape across the door, and I felt kind of bad about that. And once I was sure the event had passed, I cleaned up to the best of my ability and made my way back to my office where a concerned go-go already had the police in the office.
So, did you get your newspaper?
No, they were out. They were sold out, but I did buy this half gallon of chocolate milk. It took you an hour and a half to buy a chocolate milk?
I forgot I even had it, but I felt so dehydrated at that moment.
Right out of the carton, just like usual. Disgusting.
And what's that smell? Say, Schmolfeld, you haven't pooped yourself again, have you? I'll take a shower when I get home. Go-Go, do we still have that box the donuts came in?
Yeah? Why?
Detective McToetag, how quickly can you analyze the contents of a box of donuts?
What do you need analyzed, Schmolfeld?
The remnants of the chocolate frosting still inside the box. I need to know what was in it.
Well, no, for most folks that would take a couple of weeks, but seeing as it's you, Lord of Satire, we'll have it for you in about a minute.
That's the kind of service I expect as the Lord of Satire.
As the Lord of Satire gets his box analyzed, we'll bring you another message from our sponsor of the week, the Columbia High Fidelity Phonograph
amigo. You want to know about stereo phonographs? Listen to my last bullfight on ordinary stereo. But now, Columbia Stereo 1. There is a corrida de toros, real life-like, magnifica. There is such a big difference in stereo phonographs. With most, all you get is a couple of speakers shooting in different directions. But with Columbia, hombre, you get fantastic stereo projection. What it does is to send circles of sound sweeping through every inch of a room. You are surrounded with live sound, live feeling, live passion. Hooray! Hooray! How they cheered me. Ask your Columbia phonograph dealer to demonstrate Stereo 1 by Columbia. Prices start as low as $39.95 for portables, $129.95 for consoles. Hey, picador, who let that pull out?
And now, back to the Lord of Satire in Pastries of Revenge.
What caused my sudden gastric distress and embarrassment.
Bill, we've discovered what caused your sudden gastric distress and embarrassment.
Well, don't keep it to yourself, man. What was it? What caused it?
Well, it would be easy enough to say, just look at you and know that you're not supposed to eat donuts as fast as you do. And as a matter of fact, your whole way of living could do with an entire makeover.
Look, science boy, if I want to lecture about my weight, I'll go see my neurologist.
Hello there, Dr. Grill. I'll see you, I believe, in June, right?
All I need to know from you right now is what caused me to suddenly start shitting myself like a goose at the metro station at Greenbelt.
I'm not sure out-of-towners will understand that reference.
Never mind your stalling. Just tell me. Tell me what caused it.
Well, whoever prepared these donuts for you, Bill, that chocolate that covered them?
Yes? Yes?
Melted X-Lax. Pure melted X-Lax. Ate 6 of them. Imagine. Oh, I'm glad I wasn't there.
He has no idea. I found out later that they had to close the entire 7-Eleven store for 2 weeks until the EPA would allow them to reopen. Well, of course, I couldn't let an attack like this go unresponded to. So I asked the lab boys.
Say there, lab boys, if I gave you my own personal recipe for red velvet and macadamia nut cookies, could you whip up a special batch for me and have it done by this afternoon?
Well, ordinarily it would take us 2 weeks to do something like that, Lord of Satire, but since it's you, come back at about 2:30.
Back at 2:30 and collected a box that contained a dozen red velvet and white macadamia nut cookies with my special recipe. And then I took them down to the Capitol building where the Republicans were slavering all over themselves over Benghazi. Reince Priebus was in the back of the hearing, just giggling and muttering incomprehensibly to himself.
Oh, yes. Get Obama, get Obama.
I put on my happy face and snuck up behind him.
Reince Priebus!
It's you! It's you!
Why do you seem so alarmed, friend? I just wanted to come by and thank you personally for that delicious box of donuts you left me.
Oh,
I can safely say they were the best box of donuts I had all day.
And they didn't cause you any untoward after effects or anything like that, did they? I mean, you didn't have any problems after eating them?
Not even so much as a belch, my friend.
Heads will roll for this.
I'm sorry, I have some chocolate in my ears still. What did you say?
I said, bless my soul, let's kiss. But then I realized we're both men, and we Republicans don't go in for that sort of thing, so let's just shake hands instead.
Sorry, Reince. My hands are busy. I'm holding this box of cookies for you.
Cookies, you say, eh? Cookies? What kind of cookies?
Well, Reince Priebus, you don't become Lord of Satire without knowing a thing or two about your opponents, your adversaries, if you will. I've gone to Wikipedia, where everything is absolutely correct, and have learned that you have a weakness for red velvet and macadamia nut cookies. Was I right?
Why, yes. Yes, you were. I love red velvet macadamia nut cookies. Give me the box. Give me the box.
Here you go. And a skinny fellow like you should take special care not to eat them all in one sitting, if you know what I mean.
My cookies now, Lord of Satire. You're not the boss of me. I'll eat as many as I want, as fast as I want, and laugh at you the whole time.
Well, you can't say I didn't warn you. Enjoy your cookies and the remainder of this ridiculous Senate hearing.
So, did he like the cookies?
Yes, he ate them all as I stood there watching.
Poor, stupid bastard.
I must say, it surprises me a little bit about you, Bill. You're not usually the forgiving and generous sort like that. He gave you diarrhea, for God's sakes, and you gave him a box full of his favorite cookies. I don't understand.
Well, I suppose the truth can be told now, Go-Go. They weren't exactly his favorite cookies. He loves the red velvet and macadamia nuts, and we gave him plenty of red velvet, but no macadamia nuts.
Well, then what were those little white chunks?
Little hunks of kaopectate. The man won't be able to take a crap for about 2 weeks, and when he does, it'll have to be surgically removed. Oh, pastries of revenge. They are the most delicious.
I'm such a clever bastard, aren't I?
Well, if you say so.
You weren't supposed to hear that. See, look at your script. It's marked internal monologue. It's very clear.
Whoopsie, my bad. Well, back to the crossword puzzle. Ooh, here's a toughie. What's a 3-letter word for morbidly obese?
One of these days, Go-Go, one of these days, I shall surely murder you.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
Internal monologue again.
Oh, sorry. Ooh, I thought of it. Fat.
The Lord of Satire will be back after a word from next week's sponsor.
Constipation can be a problem for anyone, even doctors. And when constipation occurs, it's interesting to see just what doctors consider important about a laxative they might use or recommend. Well, a majority of the doctors we heard from had this to say.
A laxative should be effective, gentle, close to natural acting. A medicine that can be used with complete confidence.
Now, X-Lax has been popular with many doctors and millions of people over the years because chocolated X-Lax is effective. Overnight, it helps you toward your normal regularity. X-Lax is so gentle, so close to natural acting, there's no upset. That's why many doctors and millions of people use X-Lax with complete confidence. X-Lax, the laxative that helps you toward your normal regularity, gently, overnight.
And now, back to the Lord of Satire.
About a week and a half, but Reince Priebus finally did have a bowel movement. It turned out to weigh 47 pounds. It's in the Smithsonian now. Well, Reince always did want to go down in history. Oh, I'm feeling so good about myself, I think I'll try again. Hey, Go-Go. When are you and I going to go out for that late-night moon pie and Dr. Pepper party that you keep putting me off about?
Oh, I don't know, Bill. This latest episode, I just can't get the memory of you, that stench when you first came back from the 7-Eleven. I just can't get that out of my head. I'm sorry. Until such time as I can see you as a man instead of a human excrement machine, well...
It's all right, Go-Go. I understand.
Nobody loves a fat man.
But oh, how a fat man can love.
You are listening to The Liberal Grouch.
Well, hi there. I'm the Liberal Grouch. And I'm not one of those evil grouches you hear so much about over there on the right wing. I'm one of those nice grouches over here on the left wing. And I'd sure like to be your friend. Wouldn't you like to be my friend? I hope you would. Why not come by my Facebook page at www.facebook.com/TheLiberalGrouchCast. That's all one word, you know. www.facebook.com/TheLiberalGrouchCast. And like the page, and I promise I like you a whole lot. Thank you. Now let's get on with our business.
Well, kids, thanks for sharing my TV programming adventure with me today. I'm Bill Schmalfelt. That'll be the Liberal Grouch cast for this Wednesday, the 27th of May, 2015. Have a wonderful day, as if it really mattered, because we're all going to be dead soon anyway.
Daily Show, CNN, GOP is not your friend. Christian Right sitting tight and making other folks fight. When this heart Huckabee, no thinking, ass thinking. Watch a for Sharia law, even in Arkansas. Kill a Muslim or a Hindu, what's the difference? Make a deal, fuck you. Uh-oh, this means we lose. Nominee, not for me. Why choose? Testament, the lies. Offer me some respite, offer me quietude. I decline. It's the end of all days as we know them. It's the end of all days as we know them. It's the end of all days as we know them. In these end times. These end times.
The Liberal Grouch Cast is a copyrighted performance of Bill Schmalfelt, copyright 2015, all rights reserved. If you find a free minute, visit the homepage for the podcast, www.theliberalgrouch.net. That's The Liberal Grouch, all one word, .net. And to find out what's going on with other stuff, there's always www.patriotombudsman.com.